We got some shit to go over today. Exciting stuff, huh? Just a little blue post.
Embrace the void.
A broker sent you with this device, and they were sent to you by Venari. This does not bode well. You know who that is? And you know what brokers are?
Oh, as I suspected. The Shadow Guard are after you as well?
I have not seen you since the destruction of our world, as I preferred it.
Such fangs, Locust Walker. You wound me. Yet unfortunate as it may be, it seems we must work together one last time.
I mean, think about it. Brokers, ethereals, and goblins all have some powerful similarities. Cartels, trading, deals, betrayal, debts, greed, and more. Huh. Brokers, or whatever ethereals were. All right, shut up. Whoa. This is 12 minutes long? Let's see.
Hello everyone and welcome to Wowcast. Today we're going to talk about the next major content update, Ghosts of Koresh. To help us uncover what's in store, I'm joined by two developers who helped bring Koresh to life. Please introduce yourselves.
I'm Drew D'Souza, and I'm a lead encounter designer.
I'm Steph Yoon. I'm an associate lead quest designer, and I was also the point on this content.
First things first.
The moon became a second sun on Azeroth. Yes, that's what the legend claims. It claims that Illidan shone so bright that she was brighter than the sun. She shone down like a second sun. Yes.
First, what is Koresh and why now?
So Koresh isn't a new term to us. You know, way back in Burning Crusade, we first heard about them when we met the Ethereals in Netherstorm. And, you know, they told us tales of Koresh, a beautiful arid homeworld for the Ethereals, until Dimensius the All-Devouring came and consumed their world soul. So we helped the Ethereals get revenge in Netherstorm.
Well, that's not what they said in TBC. It doesn't say that Dimensius consumed their world soul. That's completely new information. In fact, like, that's only kind of suggested based on what we're told has happened on Koresh. So if she's just stating that, then that's an interesting thing.
Thought the matter was finished. And for the first time here in Ghosts of Koresh, we'll be stepping foot on what's remaining of that planet, this shattered void.
You see, this is the thing. They keep showing it in this direction. That's why I'm sus as fuck about that other area. 'Cause it, like, if the area with, like, plant life is, like, back over here, then that's what's kind of getting me, is like, where is that?
Touched land, because we've heard that evil forces are trying to resurrect Dimensius the All-Devouring, and if that happens, the Ethereals are toast, and then Azeroth will be next.
Yeah, that doesn't sound too good for us. So, who's gonna help us try to stop Dimensius?
You know, with a threat like this, it's all hands on deck. Within the last major content update, Illyria sort of took a step back and undermined, but she'll be here front and center with her old mentor, Locust Walker, as he brings us to his old home planet. And the eager players among us will have already gone through the content in Legacy of Aerithor, where there is a feature called Lore Walking.
I'm gonna be honest, bro, I'm kind of surprised that they dropped this announcement and kind of showed all of that so soon after releasing Lore Walking. Like, Blizzard sometimes, like, spoils themselves. Like, they spoil us, is what I mean to say. Like, you put this brand new feature in the game, it's not even in the game for a day before, like, boom, let's show you footage of the brokers working with the Ethereals. Like, what? That's like kind of insane. Like, you got to ask yourself, how many people skipped that and just saw this and, like, haven't even played through that piece of content?
which gives hints to sort of the content that's coming up here in Ghosts of Koresh. In there, we learned that Venari and the brokers are interested in helping. Not only that, they've brought their entire city, Tazavesh, the Veiled Market, from the Shadowlands and placed it here right in Koresh. So we'll be able to use that as a home base. We're going to gather as much help as we can so that we can face Dimensius in the raid Manaforge Omega.
I'm excited to see.
Manaforge Omega. And we can face Dimensius. So we're going to, I mean, it's not that surprising, but we're going to fight Dimensius and Manaforge Omega. Interesting.
Venari. I know a lot of other people are too. You mentioned the raid. Can you tell us more about that, Drew?
Absolutely, there's a lot to talk about. So our raid in Ghosts of Koresh is Manaforge Omega. It's a giant facility that's been built up on the planet to harvest cosmic energy. We're going to be fighting our way in and through it to take.
It's built upon the planet to harvest cosmic energy. So they're harvesting that. Bro, my brain is kind of like twitching at that, dude. I'm telling you, they're hard, dude. Cosmic energy would be what I would consider energy from the sun or the moon. But it's anything from off the world. Like if we're on the world, I don't know, man. I'm like fucking, I don't know. Simple answer to me was like, that's Koresh. But maybe it's not. That's got me fucked up. What if they learn to start siphoning the power of their suns and moons? Like if they siphoned enough power off of one of their suns, would it descend into void and be enough to like summon a void lord, even if they didn't mean to do that?
Take on Shadowguard's Ethereals, who are trying to revive Dimensius. While we're in there,
Well, think about it. Illyria being all void powered gets near the Sunwell, causing a link that allows Nether Prince Durzan and void forces to come through the Sunwell. I feel like that might be a little bit of a hint.
On Shadowguard's Ethereals, who are trying to.
I mean, they're void, but they also are super arcane.
Revive Dimensius. While we're in there, we'll face down with an army of Ethereals still being wrapped, the creature they're harvesting.
What the fuck was that?
While
So they're being held with no form, energy beings in stasis pods.
we're in there, we'll face down with
The stasis pods break,
army of Ethereals still
and they run out in forms. Interesting.
wrapped, the creature they're harvesting silk from, and even a mysterious council of demon hunters that had found their way onto Koresh.
A council of demon hunters made their way here? What?
Trying to revive Dimensius. While we're in there, we'll face down with an army of Ethereals still being wrapped, the creature they're harvesting.
They get their silk for wrapping from a big nature creature that makes silk? Is that like a metaphor for life, like binding energy? What the fuck is that supposed to mean?
Silk from, and even a mysterious council of demon hunters that had found their way onto Koresh. Oh, and of course, it's going to end with a cosmic level battle with Dimensius, who is the biggest raid boss we've ever made.
Bro, they just straight up show him? I mean, he looks pretty cool, not gonna lie. That's pretty fucking sick looking. Got the shards of glass and shit. There's like a black hole with a singularity at the middle. They said the biggest raid boss they've ever designed. And let me guess, we're gonna need Xalatath's help to defeat Dimensius. That's cringe.
How big are we talking?
Like City of Stormwind sized?
What?
Yeah.
That's pretty big.
Do you have any examples?
What is that? The World Soul? What is that?
Do you have any examples of boss mechanics in the raid?
One that I think is really cool is actually our intro. Like I mentioned, this is a giant like mana intake facility, and we're actually going to come in through the pipe where they've taken the mana. We're actually going to utilize a artifact cloak we're introducing in Ghosts of Koresh, the Reshi wraps, to turn ourselves into energy and trick the filtration system.
Bro, they show so much. The Reshi wraps that we use to turn ourselves into energy and trick the filters. Yo, that's Khadgar type shit. That's why they had... Yo, that's so fucking smart. Khadgar fucking literally transmuting himself to move in and out of the Dark Heart. That's fucking Gigabrain, dude. To subvert the barrier, because physicality, physical things like flesh can't pass through it. So you have to become energy. Yo.
Taking the mana. We're actually going to utilize a artifact cloak we're introducing in Ghost of Koresh, the Reshi Wraps, to turn ourselves into energy and trick the filtration system. So our first boss encounter is against a warden that's overlooking these pipes, and we're going to need to go in and out of energy forms to survive.
So it's all heavily filtered, only energy. No organic material is meant to pass into this at all. So what if it does?
I'm excited for my druid to have another artifact. So let's break down Reshi Wraps. What's the fantasy behind them?
We wanted to give the players an upgradable artifact that had a visible component for transmogs, of course, because that's the true endgame of WoW, but didn't interfere with any tier sets. So the Reshi Wraps are an artifact cloak that helps us.
That looks fucking dope. Dude, look at the skybox and the color variation that exists there, man. And also, they refuse to show this other direction, dude. I'm telling you, there is something over here that they are obfuscating from view that they do not want you to see. You have to get in a PTR to see it.
Had a visible component for transmogs, of course, because that's the true endgame of WoW, but didn't interfere with any tier sets. So the Reshi Wraps are an artifact cloak that helps us turn our bodies from corporeal into an energy form. You know, a very powerful person within the campaign helps us gather these ethereal artifacts and coalesces them into the Reshi Wraps.
Dude, I'm sorry, I just can't fucking watch this and not think about this.
The seat of the Pantheon.
But this arcane has a lot more purple in it than them. But I'm telling you, the Titans, they're not arcane, bro. They're just straight order. And I don't know if, I'm not sure at this point, and I don't think Taliesin thinks it is either. I'm not sure that arcane and order are the same thing anymore. Like, I'm not sure. I don't know.
And it turns our bodies into energy form and basically allows us to see the world through the ethereal's eyes. With this, we'll be able to interface with an outdoor activity called phase diving, which allows us to enter untethered space, which is an entirely different way to look at Koresh. It's an overlay that introduces new creatures, new objectives, new world quests, you know, new mechanics. And the cool thing about the Reshi Wraps, it sort of interfaces with so much content across Ghost of Koresh. You can use it in the open world, you can use it in the dungeon, you can use it in the raid, and in delves as well.
Seeing the world in...
So it's right in the center, huh?
You can use it in the dungeon, you can use it in the raid, and in delves as well.
Seeing the world in the eyes of ethereal sounds really, really cool. You mentioned delves. What is the new delve coming to Ghost of Koresh?
So we have a new delve coming in Ghost of Koresh, and this is called the Archival Assault. It takes place in the
Devourers are back? Yeah, they showed them earlier. I pointed that out at the very beginning. Yeah. I think that may apply to all the energies in related magical schools. Holy and light aren't technically the same, which is why there's a holy fire. Yeah, I mean, as I've speculated before, light and radiance are not the same. Like, holy light and radiance are not the same, nor is void and shadow. It's when energies mix, you get different combinations.
You might be familiar with that place, but this time it's chock full of ethereals, ethereal pirates, some brokers, and they're plundering the place, and we're going to put a stop to that.
And these guys are more, I mean, these guys are blue. They're here to harvest the blue's energy from Azure Vault.
The Archival Assault. It takes place in the Azure Vaults and Dragon Isles. You might be familiar with that place, but this time it's chock full of ethereals, ethereal pirates, some brokers, and they're plundering the place, and we're going to put a stop to that with our buddy Bran. You'll be able to take advantage of your Reshi Wrap to unlock unique challenge gateways. They might. I
mean, they even show the fucking arcane mage there, whose colors like clearly align with all the other stuff they're showing. So it's not just void. I mean, the ethereal's forms were generally shattered by arcane, so it should be no surprise that there's a ton of arcane energy. And remember that the concept art for the energy in the Nightwell was labeled Dark Arcane.
able to take advantage of your ARESH wrap to unlock unique challenge gateways. They might have boss rushes or unique challenge rooms and need the cloak to access them. Additionally, we're doing a little bit of a social feature in here where you'll be able to see your friend's presence. They might be able to leave you messages. You see their ghost running around where they died, maybe.
What? So I can make fun of my friends.
Why is the splash art so blue? It's like fucking domination blue.
I'm in a certain place.
And speaking of dying, let's talk about our nemesis for this season.
Okay.
You might be familiar with her.
The fact that they're reusing that dungeon map for a delve makes me wonder if their production schedule is tight as hell. We got brand new maps in Undermine. Probably, but you know what? I don't care. Like, I've said forever that, like, them utilizing, like, relevant, meaningful places for their game, like, makes sense. Otherwise, we just go to a place one time, and then that's it. Half the raid was Undermine. True. I don't mind it. Like, I feel like it keeps the world feeling relevant.
Her name is Nexus Princess Kaiveza. You have unfinished business with her in there.
Hold on.
Yep.
Place.
And speaking of dying, let's talk about our nemesis for this season.
Okay.
You might be familiar with her. Her name is Nexus Princess Kaiveza. You have unfinished business with her in Erebor. She's got a whole new bag of tricks for you. She's not going to hold back this time, and it's a 1v1 scenario, so buckle up.
That's so exciting.
Is this our new... This is our new... What the fuck he's called? Zekvir? I'm going to be honest, dude. The one in Undermine is dog shit. Underpin is so fucking bad.
Exciting. I loved her fight in Nerebar Palace, and
Yeah,
so I was
Veza's a
always
sick
wondering
fight.
where she vanished off to, because you don't actually defeat her. Let's head back to the outdoor world. What can we do on Koresh?
Yeah, there's two major systems. You know, the first one is called ecological succession. When we met the ethereals for the first time in Netherstorm, the two things that I noticed were their energy forms and their really cool ecodomes, right? These systems that allowed them to create biomes inside that didn't match what was outside. And here, basically, you'll be helping run one. Venari is trying to bring life back to those shredded parts of Koresh. And with that, she needs your help to fill it with animals and creatures that really thrive in the Koresh ecosystem. What this means is that she'll ask you to go back to previous zones, get animals, and experiment and see if they can survive in the Koresh ecosystem.
We're repopulating Koreshi ecosystems with things from Azeroth? That's really interesting. I mean, this gives like in Final Fantasy XIV, like, rebalancing the empty kind of vibes. Like etheric rebalancing. That is some Titan shenanigans. One might say. One might say.
And then release them to create a thriving ecology. Think of it as like a void Jurassic Park.
What if the player's like a fractal for Titans? I mean, in a way, I think we, in some ways, I think we are.
The other feature I want to talk about is phase diving. I already mentioned it a little bit when I was talking about the Reshi ramps, but it's basically an overlay across all of Koresh where you get to switch to energy form and enter untethered space to access a whole slew of new content.
I saw Rashanan flying in the sky.
You can expect to see anything that you normally see in the outdoors, you know, treasures, rares, lore objects, all that. But there's also things that are unique specifically to phase diving.
Lore objects, give me that, bro. You know I like that shit.
Features that I can talk about here is called warrants, where you're going to be helping the Constable of Tazavesh hunt down notorious monsters.
I am looking forward to also...
Notorious monsters, this Lasher. What the fuck?
The Constable of Tazavesh hunt.
Oh, they're introducing hunts into World of Warcraft. Yo, you guys ready to farm your S ranks for the week? You guys ready for that? You get a little S rank bullet train? You guys trying to get that going or what?
Hunt down notorious monsters.
I am looking forward to also building my own ecosystem. That sounds so cool. Anything with animals, you got me sold. Earlier we spoke about the new raid. What else is coming to Season 3?
Oh, there's a lot to talk about here. So first off, we have a new dungeon coming with Ghosts of Koresh. It's called Ecodome Eldani. It's very important to the Ethereals. It's a 3-boss dungeon. We're going to be fighting...
And again, I just want to point out, inside these domes, I'm not seeing some bright source of light in the sky. And when you're inside these domes, it seems obvious that you're inside of a dome.
It's very important to...
See what I mean? So maybe unless it's like over there to the right and we just can't see it, I'm just still kind of looking for this massive bright source of light that I saw in the sky earlier.
The Ethereals, it's a 3-boss dungeon. We're going to be fighting through Devourers, invading one of these places, eating some of the wildlife Steph talked about earlier. That's bad. We're also going to be fighting off a force of Wastelanders that have taken over this place. We're going
that guy looks fucking sick.
To fight our way through and figure out why.
Okay, so in here, this is seemingly inside that dome. I'm a little confused because they cut from a shot where it's clear you're in a dome. All of these shots are clear that you're in a dome, but over here it isn't. Like, this really doesn't look like you're inside the dome anymore. But this is where that light is.
This place. One more note with this,
which is quite bright. Do you guys agree?
We're going to fight our way through and figure out.
Does this look like you're in the dome anymore? I'm not just like making this up, right? Like, it looks like you're outside the dome. Maybe the dungeon breaks open the dome, maybe. Or you just go out the other side or something. It's either outside or dome is different here. It doesn't look like you're in a dome at all.
Why they want this place.
Like, I'm sorry, like this dome that you see this? This is one thing. You can see it's not really that big.
One more note with this dungeon is it'll be immediately available on normal, heroic, and baseline mythic with the update on Ghost of Koresh.
I think the really cool thing about Illidan Aldani too is that the canonical route that the storyline takes place is the campaign, the raid, and then Illidan Aldani. And that's not a thing that we do often, you know? So I'm really looking forward to seeing how people react to this cadence.
So
the light you were wondering about might appear after the raid is done. I kind of fuck with that.
what are the dungeons in the dungeon pool?
Oh yeah, let's dive into that as well. Let's talk about the returning ones first. Okay. So we're going to head back to Revendreth and visit our friends, the Venthyr in the Halls of Atonement.
The only dungeon that has to do with Naru. Go figure.
To, like Steph mentioned, Tazvesh is coming back, so we said
not surprising.
Tazvesh should come back.
Of course.
That was a mega dungeon when it was first introduced, so we're going to break it in 2 pieces, of course. We're going to have Tazvesh Streets of Wonder, where we're actually fighting through the markets and bazaars and streets of Tazvesh, chasing down Solia. And then we'll have the second half, which is Solia's Gambit, where we're chasing through portals and eventually having our final showdown. Tazvesh will also be returning as a mega dungeon experience in Ghost of Koresh. Starting with Season 3, you'll be able to play it in hard mode as the baseline mythic difficulty. It'll have increased challenges, hard mode mechanics, and really awesome rewards.
I'm surprised they're not doing Seed of the Triumvirate. Yeah, that is kind of surprising.
Looking forward to it.
Oh, we also had a community vote for the last 4. What were the winners?
Yeah, it was really cool to see what players' favorite dungeons were in the War Within, and the 4 that players chose were Operation Floodgate from Season 2, going back to punch some goblins, Priory of the Sacred Flame, just awesome Hollowfall vibes throughout. And then we're going to round that out with 2 dungeons from Season 1 of the War Within, Arakara, City of Echoes,
yeah,
and the Dawnbreaker.
Dawnbreaker's an easy one, bro. Dude, I love Arakara. All trinket dungeons, yeah.
Quick note for the Season 1 dungeons, we are going to take a pass, on the visuals, the combat pacing, the cast times, the number of abilities even, to make sure they're aligned with Season 2 dungeons.
Are there any other important notes for players to know about for Season 3?
Actually, not directly Season 3 related, but on the day of the update for Ghost of Koresh, you're going to have access to non-bountiful delves and all Season 3 dungeons for heroic and baseline mythic difficulties. That means there will be Season 3 tuning in there, but also Season 3 rewards. You can get yourself a head start. Of course, Mythic Plus and the raid will open the following week, but you should have plenty to sink your teeth into on day 1. And oh yeah, one more thing. We've heard feedback for a long time now about how dungeon checkpointing works, especially in like Mythic Keystones where your timer's ticking down. And
I'm interested to see what's going to happen at midnight if we're dealing with Dimensius now. Any ideas? Think maybe we don't actually beat him? No, I think we're going to beat Dimensius. That'd be fucking so lame. Let's just have another instance where we defeat a boss that just then comes back. Like, no, I just think that we're going to have to... Look, Elune. Okay? Elune. Buckle the fuck up. Because they're going to shock people, I'm pretty sure. I don't think, and I could be totally wrong. I mean, I'm not known for predicting anything in WoW, but I think they're going to shock people with Elune. Dimensius was never worthy of an entire expansion. He's a fucking nothing character. I agree, dude. I agree. He's really not like even since Chronicle, man, it's like, what the fuck is this? The Void Lords, Dimensius, the Void Lord? Get the fuck out of here. It's Void Lords are lame, dude. They are lame.
Of course, Mythic Plus and the raid will open the following week, but you should have.
Yeah, we'll talk about the dungeon map in a
on
second.
day one. And oh yeah, one more thing. We've heard feedback for a long time now about how dungeon checkpointing works, especially in like Mythic Keystones where your timer's ticking down and whatnot. We're going to revisit our philosophy there on how long a run back is and when they unlock, and we actually want to visualize some of this in game through what we're calling waystones. So as you unlock checkpoints, you'll have an icon on your map.
So look, I'm just gonna say, this is where you start, I think. Or no, you come in here on the right. You can come over, fight this boss. You turn around, you fight this, and then I think you go out this door. And you go outside the dome. I fucking told you.
What we're calling waystones.
And out here, there's another boss right there. Do you see that in the top left? You go outside the dome. You go outside the dome. But this is post-raid, dude, so... But won't you spoil yourself that way? You don't unlock the dungeon, presumably, until you do the raid. It's unlocked day one. God, that's so fucking stupid. So we're going to see potentially the product of the raid before we get the raid? What a strange decision. Look, I mean, I'll let them cook or whatever, but that sounds like really weird. I hope it's just something, it's like something that we just don't understand. Because that just doesn't sound good.
So as you unlock checkpoints, you'll have an icon on your map, and you'll also have these stones that warp in and show you, if I release, this is where I'm coming back. I don't want people asking that question anymore.
That is so exciting because I can't remember for the life of me every checkpoint in a dungeon, so thank you guys.
Look, they can do it in whatever order they want. Just make it clear for me to understand how and why.
And what about class sets?
Yeah, there's new set bonuses to talk about as well. In Maniforge Omega, we're trying something different with the set bonuses. Up until now, they've been focused.
Whoa. Look at this shadowy arcane set, bro. Yeah, definitely no connection between arcane and darkness. That is a fell druid set, I think. Center is Demon Hunter? Probably. Yeah, it's probably not druid then. Fucking Demon Hunter. Second from the left is Hunter. Pally, Hunter, Rogue, Mage, Demon Hunter, Warrior, Death Knight? I don't fucking know. Druid, Warlock, Monk? Mage looks pretty cool. Warlock looks aight. Demon Hunter looks amazing, as usual.
Focus on your spec or your class. With this update, we're actually going to target your hero talents.
Why does it look so druidy, though? Fuck off. God, because druid's related to Fel.
So in my case, I play an arms
Warlock
warrior.
one is a portal for a face. That's pretty cool. Yeah, this is warrior, like you just said.
I play Colossus. I'll have bonuses targeting Demolish, but also have spec hooks if I'm like a prot warrior versus an arms warrior to make sure that they're still
Some
competitive.
cool
We got you
items.
on the spec level, but we're targeting hero talents.
Oh, that sounds really cool.
Yeah, and players can look forward to a lot of class updates as well. You know, a lot of talent updates for specs such as Brewmaster Monks and Unholy Death Knights. Now, along with season...
What?
A lot of class updates as well. You know, a lot of talent updates for specs such as Brewmaster Monks and Unholy Death Knights.
Nice. That's good.
Now, along with...
Maybe Unholy won't be fucking brain dead anymore.
Season 3's PvE
And hopefully
content.
Brewmaster won't be so bloated and will be fun to play.
And there's also a new PvP season. There are several PvP talents that are being updated as well. And for those of us who like outdoor world PvP, there is an entire island called Vanquisher's Wake.
I'll be avoiding that.
And I'll be there.
Yeah.
Of course you would.
Before we wrap up, what are you both most excited for in this update?
For me, I'd have to say it's Dimensius. That's going to be a cosmic level encounter. There's planets blowing up. It's awesome. Huge laser beams. You name
There's planets blowing up. What are we fighting? Endsinger?
it. Additionally, I think we have a really awesome dungeon pool this season. I'm excited for players to check out Taz of Esh hard mode.
I am also really excited about Dimensius, you know, like such a glow up from the blueberry that he was before.
Baby blueberry.
But the thing that I'm most excited about, we're in The War Within, and The War Within is part of the World Soul Saga, a trilogy of expansions that, you know, like interweave their story all throughout. And so the campaign and the story within Ghosts of Koresh will matter so much more to the next expansion than it has ever done before. I'm really looking forward to seeing how players go through the campaign and absorb the story.
I'm excited for everything you guys have
Big weird cocoon thing.
mentioned. That's Ghosts of Koresh, the void-touched major update coming to The War Within. Thank you, Steph and Drew, for hanging out with me and putting all your hard work into this update. And thank you all for watching. We'll see you in Koresh.
Overall, it looks pretty sick, bro. Ghosts of Koresh. Look at all that arcane, dude. It's pretty sick. I'm excited.